Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. These are high protein potato pockets. These high protein potato pockets are going to be stuffed with flavor. So other than our ground beef, which we'll get to in a second, we got to prep some vegetables. I'm going to be using a red bell pepper and a yellow onion, or a vidalia onion, which is, you guys already know if you've been watching my videos, it's literally the only onion that I like to use because it's sweet, has a little bit more flavor. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dice my yellow onion. Depending on how much you're going to make, and of course I'll put my measurements in the description below for the number of potato pockets that we're going to make today. But I'm just going to take my onion and I want to dice it. So leaving the butt of the onion on, you're going to kind of slice towards it. And I've shown this before on this channel, but I like to show it every single time because it's kind of a great skill. It's a really easy way to cut and dice an onion. It's the safest way to honestly cut and dice an onion so you don't slice your fingers off or anything like that. Now that we've cut down to the end like that, we're just going to turn and dice. And if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and also like this video while you're at it. Next, I'm going to cut a red bell pepper. So I'm just going to use about half of the red bell pepper today. Let's cut out this center part. And now we're just going to do these thin slices and then dice it again. While you're prepping this as well, you want to start boiling your potatoes. So I just quartered some yellow potatoes and threw them into some cold water and boiled them for 15 minutes. I already did that and it's ready right behind me over there. But you can go ahead and start doing that now. I just like to prep it ahead of time sometimes. And so that's why I did that already. My stainless steel pan is ready to go. It is on a medium low heat. I'm gonna add some avocado oil to my pan. Give that a second just to heat up. Let's go ahead and spread the oil out. And now we're gonna add in our bell pepper and the onion. Go ahead and immediately stir it so it gets coated in the oil. And we're gonna let this sit and heat up for about a minute. After about a minute, let's go ahead and season our onion and red bell pepper. So I'm gonna get some salt. And I just kind of sprinkle everything on. You can always taste it to see if you want to add any more salt or pepper or any other seasonings. I don't really have exact measurements for this because I kind of just sprinkle it to coat and then it's good enough. So that's some garlic powder and now some onion powder. And now for this, I would recommend actually measuring it out. So I'm going to do about a quarter of a teaspoon of hot paprika, or you could just use smoked paprika. And then also I'm gonna do a pinch of cayenne, just a tiny pinch. Don't go overboard with this. Just a little bit for a little tiny bit of a kick. And now let's go ahead and mix all of that together. We're gonna let this cook down for about 5 minutes because we really want the onions to soften and we want the bell pepper to soften. We don't need them to get crispy or anything like that, but we do wanna make sure that they are fully cooked. And you're gonna keep it on that like medium low temperature for the whole time. It'll depend honestly on which pan you use. If you're using a non-stick pan, you might be able to just keep it on medium, but if you're using something like stainless steel or a cast iron that holds heat in really well, you don't want to go too much on the hot side because it's just going to burn all the vegetables. And after a couple minutes, you're also going to add some minced garlic. And I'm also going to take some fresh oregano. You can take some dried oregano as well. And I'm just going to kind of rip it up in there. I love growing fresh oregano, especially in the summertime. So whenever I have it available, I like to use it over dried oregano. Let's take our vegetables out of the pan and I'm just gonna put them back in the bowl that I had them in earlier. I'm gonna take that out. Turn my heat back on. You don't have to add or change anything. But I'm gonna drop in my ground beef. Now I'm using an 85% lean ground beef. I recommend you use something that's 80 to 85%. 90 is a little bit too lean for this. You want a little bit of fat in there. And I'm just gonna gently start breaking it up. I kind of like to let it cook on all sides before I break it up. Just makes it a little bit easier. Now that we've broken up the ground beef a little bit, let's go ahead and season. So I'm gonna do some more salt, some black pepper, just a little bit. And we're just gonna do the onion powder and garlic powder. You don't wanna add any more cayenne, and you don't wanna add any more smoked paprika. It might be a little bit too overwhelming because we added a good amount already in the vegetables. And so now what we're doing is we're just continuing to cook the ground beef. We want it to be fully cooked. And I like to render the fat, so I keep it on a like medium-low temperature so I can slowly render the fat out of the ground beef. And then you're basically letting the meat cook in its own fat, which gets it a nice, delicious flavor coated on the outside. You don't want it to burn too fast. You don't want none of the fat to render. You actually want it to come out a little bit. That's looking really good. It's just starting to get cooked, so I'm gonna add my vegetables back in. And now we're gonna let the vegetables come together with the ground beef so it can all have that nice, delicious, flavorful filling. And you're gonna let this continue to cook for about 3 to 5 minutes, just until you see that everything is cooked and most of the fat has cooked back into the ground beef and given it a little bit of crispiness. So now we can see after about 3 minutes that all of our ground beef is cooked. You wanna make sure that all of it's broken up. You don't have any uncooked pieces. So we're gonna turn the heat off. And I have a spatula, ladle, I never know what these are called. I think it's a spatula, one that has some holes in it so you can drain the fat. And I'm just gonna take it out and make sure that I'm not getting any fat. We're gonna put our ground beef filling just into a separate bowl so it's ready to go when we're ready to fill our potato pockets. Let's move on to our potato pocket itself. So I have my yellow potato that is fully cooked. I'm gonna go ahead and smash it. I have let it cool down a little bit. You don't have to do that. I just prepped it ahead of time so it was ready to go and I didn't have to pay attention to too many steps at the same time. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure that this is fully mashed. Now let's go ahead and add 1 large egg. And I'm gonna mash that in there as well, just kind of roughly. And now to start, we're gonna add 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. I'm gonna go ahead and smash that a little bit. And then I have some heat-safe gloves on. Depends on how hot the potato will actually be, like if it's sitting a bit or not. But I like to use heat-safe gloves just in case. And if you want some good ones, I have some on my Amazon storefront, which you can find in the description below. So now let's go ahead and mix in our flour into the potato and egg. And at this point, you can also take some salt, just a little bit, and put a little pinch in there, just so we can make sure that there's a little bit of saltiness and flavor. Of course, we salted the water when we were cooking the potato, but I like to add a little bit extra. So I have my potato dough ball right here, and you're basically looking for it to be like this texture where it sticks together. It shouldn't be too wet and it shouldn't be too dry. Everything should just be fully incorporated and easily stick together, and it should hold its shape like this if you pressed into it. It's almost like a gnocchi type of consistency for the dough. I'm just doing a couple extra little mixes just to make sure that all of my flour is fully incorporated. And I'm gonna go ahead and form a disc, or like a sphere, just so it's even to cut. Doesn't have to be perfect or anything like that. So now I'm gonna split this up into 4. And now we're ready to go ahead and form our actual potato pocket and stuff it with our ground beef. So I'm gonna take a little bit of avocado oil. I'm just gonna spray it into my glove. I like for my gloves to be a little bit coated like this when I'm forming them. It just makes it easier so nothing actually sticks to me or the glove itself. So you're gonna take one of your potato pockets. I'm gonna set the rest of these on the side here. And you're gonna go ahead and press it into your hand to create a flat disc like this. Just gonna press it out as much as you can. Now I'm gonna take a little measuring cup. You just use a spoon, that's fine as well. And I'm going to drop my ground beef mixture in the center of my potato pocket. You want to make sure that it's in the center like this. And now what you're going to do is you're going to start closing the potato pocket. So just take your time with this. You're going to pinch kind of all the way around towards the center to close this fully. So just take your time and then pinch to close. If there's any open spaces, just kind of close them like that. And now that I have that closure, I'm just going to tap around to make sure that everything is fully sealed in and our filling is not coming out. So you can see that it's open a little bit there. Just close it like that. And I'm just going to press this into a little bit of a flatter disc. Doesn't have to be perfect, but just so it's not like a full round ball, but it's sort of flattened out like this. I'm also gonna take my avocado oil spray and I'm gonna put this all on a tray, but I just wanna spray it down a little bit so it doesn't stick. So once your potato pocket is ready, just put it on a tray and go ahead and do that for all of the potato pockets that you're gonna make. We're ready to pan fry. So these are our potato pockets. They're ready to go. And I just have a non-stick pan. I'm gonna put a little bit of avocado oil in there. I'm just gonna spray a thin layer on the bottom. And I'm gonna take my potato pocket one at a time. And we're gonna put it into the pan. Our pan is on a medium heat. Lightly press down. And we're gonna let this fry for 2 minutes on the first side. After 2 minutes, let's go ahead and flip this over. So I'm just gonna carefully pick this up. And we're gonna just press down lightly. We have that gorgeous crisp already on one side. Press this down, and we're gonna cook for 2 minutes on the second side. And there you have it, high protein beef potato pockets. I absolutely love these. They're super fun to make and they're really, really delicious. They're also packed with protein, which is always a plus and super great for your macros, especially if you're trying to eat a high protein diet. And what's great about these is they're a really good meal prep. So you can prep them for the week, take them for lunch and reheat them, have them for dinner and reheat them. Super, super great recipe. Now, most importantly, we gotta do our taste test. I already did a cross section here. You can see the gorgeous pocket stuffed with our delicious beef filling. I know you guys are gonna love this recipe. Cheers. I know you guys are gonna love this recipe. Share this video with someone that would absolutely love this recipe too by hitting that share button. And thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Also hit that notification bell to never miss a tasty upload. Till next time.